side, and I talk to you guys about gunfights. The reality is there aren't a lot of gunfights where men meet in the middle of the street and shoot at each other. Now, do men shoot at each other? Absolutely. Do men sneak up on each other and shoot at each other and shoot people? Yeah. But the reality is no one meets in the middle of the street and does quick broad gunfights. It's just not the reality of the situation. And I'm going to tell you a couple stories, and one leads right into the other. So my first gunfight is two men named George. There's a man named George Ives and a man named George Carhart. Has anybody ever heard of Ives before? Well, we'll come back to him. So the two Georges one night are out drinking, and I would always argue too that alcohol, men drinking too heavily, is always a big problem in these gunfights. So the two Georges are out together one night, decide they need to get into a fight, but neither one of them carries a gun. So they have to go home to get their guns to come back and shoot each other. Well, so apparently Ives is faster than Carhart, and he catches up to Carhart while Carhart's still at home. So he just stands behind his door and waits for his drunken friend to fire away, empties his revolver, steps from behind the door. What does he do? He shoots his friend in the groin. What does he do? He picks him up, takes him home. George Ives gets better, and what does he do? He rushes out of Bannack to Alder Gulch to seek gold over there. And there he is accused of killing a man by the name of Nicholas Tybalt. He is put on trial, not a vigilante execution. There's judges, lawyers, this whole thing, and he is executed. He is hanged. So he's been in Montana for a year, and he's been shot in the groin, and he's been hanged. It wasn't a good experience for George Ives. So, and I should point out, while this was not technically a vigilante execution, it was one of those incidents that led to the creation of the Montana Vigilantes, the murder of Nicholas Tybalt near Nevada City or Luray, Montana, over in that area, over by Alder Gulch. So what happens to Carhart? He falls asleep in a saloon. Drunken men by the name of Sapp and Bainfield are playing cards, get mad at each other, stand up and start shooting at each other. Mind you, they're only the distance of a table apart. They cannot hit each other. They manage to kill Carhart sleeping in a corner and kill a dog. Those are the only two gunfights that we know of actually happening in Bannack, Montana. That does not mean men aren't shooting at each other, because they certainly are. One woman by the name of Emily Meredith wrote that many more men would have died here last winter if they didn't drink so much. And what she's telling you is that drunk men can't shoot straight. That's what she's telling you. And somebody did try to assassinate the man by the name of Henry Plummer, tried to shoot him, and we'll finish that story across the way. But those